You click on this video, and you see why my face like this. Nico Harrison had his inter-season exit interviews with the Dallas media, and the stuff he said in his interview really got my head scratching right now. Um, we're gonna listen to some of his interviews with some of the questions the media asked him, and you'll see why I'm gonna have this puzzled look on my face. So if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna give my synopsis and my reaction after the interview. Without further ado, cue the music.
They done let the stale in the dough. They done let the stale in the dough. They done let the stale in the dough. Give me that. Give me that. They done let the stale in the dough. Give me that. They done let the stale in the dough.
Jackson Action Tax Preparation, preparing you for this 2024 tax season. Yes, listen, don't leave your money on the table. I repeat, don't. Plan ahead. You'll be so glad that you did. Listen, start by gathering your documents now. You need help? Just ask us. Next, contact your tax professional at Jackson Action Tax Preparation LLC. Let them know that you are ready to get the max. Lastly, breathe easy. You deserve it. You did it. Yes, allow Jackson to put action behind those taxes.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good? Listen, I watched Nico Harrison's exit interviews with the Dallas media, and I have to say it's probably the most mind-boggling, head-scratching, confusing interview I've ever heard in my sports watching life. The fact that you have over 20,000 people saying fire Nico, and then you just smiling when they ask you that, really shows me that you don't want to really be here anymore. The fact that you traded not only the second best player in franchise history, but a generational talent that you don't ever see on a regular basis grace the NBA court. He's 6'8", he built like a truck, and the man has vision out this world. He's a walking triple-double. He brought y'all to the NBA Finals last year. The first time y'all been there in well over 14 years. You pair him up with Kyrie, two of the best point guards in the NBA, just for you to separate them the next season. Now, what you should have did was add more help to Luka. You added Klay Thompson. I mean, he helps with shooting, but we all know Klay the same Klay from when he was in Golden State. He took a step or two back since his ACL tear. He showed signs of old Klay this year, but it wasn't enough. As you can see, they got blown out by Memphis the other night to end their season. You traded Luka after he was an All-Pro. He was an MVP finalist, and he brought you to the NBA Finals. He brought y'all first Western Conference title since Dirk left. He brought y'all back to the finals since Dirk left. So he's supposed to be the next heir to the Dirk throne, as per se. He got to the finals. Of course, you faced a juggernaut like the Celtics. Y'all lose 4-1. You don't have shooting last year. You don't have size. And Kyrie was locked up last year. So Luka was really just 1 against 5 last year. So you bring in Klay Thompson. That's a help to a certain degree when it comes to shooting and defense on the wing. He's still not the same Klay. You bring back a healthy Kyrie. You bring back a healthy Luka. You bring back the healthy Lively and PJ Washington. You have a team that's set now to make probably go back to the finals again. Okay, you lose PJ Washington early on in the year, or you lose Lively first, then you lose Washington, then you lose Kyrie. So you got a point now that Luka's literally by himself with just Klay Thompson and Jaden Hardy. You lose Kyrie for the year with ACL tear. You lose Washington for the duration of the year. You lose Lively for the duration of the year. So now Luka is literally by himself like he was before Kyrie even got there. Okay, you was at one point, you was in the middle of the pack between the 4 and 5 seed before Washington and Lively got hurt. Now when Washington, Lively, and Kyrie got hurt, you fall down to the 8 and 9 seed area, which you got to play in the play-in tournament. A far cry for what you was last year in the NBA Finals. I believe you like a 2 or 3 seed last year in the West. Luka was playing like Hercules last year. Literally carry-on boys last year before him and Kyrie gelled together in the playoffs. When they asked Nico, how did you feel about the fans hurt? Did you really feel the fans hurt? He said he felt the hurt because he said, "Boo, Nico, no. If you done felt they hurt, you never got rid of Luka. Luka's a generational talent. You don't just give him up. And then what you got to return, I'm not knocking AD because AD's not trash, but I give two sides to this whole AD situation. AD was having a great season before he came to LA. AD was MVP candidate at one point before he joined the Mavericks. He was playing his best ball since the bubble. But unfortunately, AD is always, in my description, always down. AD is always down. Always disabled. He's always hurt. And his first game, not even the first half of his first game as a Maverick, he goes down for pretty much the race for the rest of the year. He didn't come back to like a week or two left before the playoffs. So AD does what AD does. He gets hurt. He's fiberglass. He's the tall D Rose. He's always hurt. No offense to D Rose. I know AD and D Rose are excellent players, but them boys right there are always hurt. You get AD expecting to kind of even the trade out, but you actually lost the trade pretty badly because the Lakers went from being like the middle of the pack to being a 3 seed in the West. So they won a trade by a landslide. You give LeBron some extra needed help because he had no help, even when AD was healthy or consistent, because AD was hurt a little bit with the Lakers this year before he got shipped to Dallas, even though he was playing great ball. You had D'Lo on the team. You finally got rid of him. Gabe Vincent is not even worth the money he signed the paper on. Rui's solid. I like the Dalton Connect dude. I love him in Tennessee. And I love that Austin Reeves really stepped up to be he was pretty much the second option when AD was down. AR-15 is definitely a great aspect to the Lakers team. I think him, Luka, and LeBron will be a great big three as the playoffs go. They lost last night, but I think the Lakers will definitely win that series. But back to the Mavericks. We're talking about Nico and the Mavericks here. It's kind of sad to see. I'm not gonna feel bad for Nico because the fact that you said that Clay, Kyrie, PJ Washington, AD, and Live is a championship caliber roster. Are you serious? Do you see all the other teams in the West that surround you? Teams with the Joker and MPJ, Aaron Gordon, and Jamal Murray's and the Rockets coming up in the world. They're a 2 seed. You got OKC, who's been a 1 seed 2 of the last 3 years. You got the Timberwolves, who got Ant-Man in the crew. You got the Lakers with Luka now, LeBron and AR-15. You got you still got Kawhi, James Harden, and the crew of the Clippers. You got who else? And once DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine get gelling together again, the Kings will be back in the playoffs next year. So you got a lot of teams that's fighting at the bit in the West, and you think those 5 guys is enough to win a championship in Dallas? Are you serious? No. I love Kyrie. One of the top 5 greatest point guards of my generation. But Kyrie is getting older. The wheels about to fall off soon for Kyrie. And the more and more he gets hurt, the slower he'll get. But don't sleep on Kyrie next year. Kyrie gonna make sure the Mavericks will be contention in the playoffs. A healthy AD, I do believe in AD and Kyrie getting back to the playoffs next year. But I don't believe they'll make it past the first round because, once again, the inexperience with Washington, Lively, and the crew making another deep run without Luka is going to be an issue. I think they'll be either at worst play-in tournament team again next year, but I think at best they'll be like between a 6 and 8 seed next year. I don't see them getting nowhere in the top 5 next year. I like the confidence in Nico. I'm more confident you'll get fired before you see them boys compete for a championship next year. I'm not going to lie. The fact that you traded Luka, in my opinion, for a bag of chips because I'm sorry, AD ain't the same. Even though AD dropped 40 against the Grizzlies, I mean, I'm not knocking AD, but you traded Luka for AD. Luka is still all pro. AD's kind of like mid-card level. If we talk about wrestling standards, AD's kind of mid. He's like an upper mid-card role, and Luka's a main eventer. If we talk about WWE or wrestling standards, Luka is a main eventer while AD's like an upper mid-card level. He's like a broad breaker right now in WWE, while Luca is like the Cody Rhodes and Jermaine Vitt, Jey Usos. I was watching WrestleMania this past weekend, so great show. Gotta go back and watch it. But yeah, Luca's box office. AD hasn't been box office since the bubble. So, on a consistent basis, you know, Luca's AD's been in at the lineup a lot over the last 5 years. You know, has been consistent help for LeBron in a consistent full season. So, Nico, on the other hand, I don't see you making it next year. If you do make it next year, I definitely don't see you making it through the full season next year. You still got to wait on Kyrie. He went back to probably to January, because that's what he said the other day before they lost to Memphis. You still got to. Good news is you don't have AD for surgery. Live don't need surgery. Washington's fine. You just got to build around those 5. You said they're a championship caliber group. They need to build around that championship caliber group. That right there, is not enough to win an NBA title. They're good enough to get to the playoffs, but that's it. The playoffs. You probably won't get past the first round. I'll be shocked if you get past the first round. I'll be shocked if you make it out the play-in tournament next year, because the West is still light years ahead of the East. So teams like the Rockets who improved, teams like the Kings who improved, the Thunder improved dramatically over the last 5 years. The Timberwolves made a run to the conference finals last year. The Mavericks took a step back after losing Luka. The Lakers are moving back up to where they once was. You got the Nuggets still right there in the thick of things. You got then you got Sacramento, who did lose De'Aaron Fox. But once you get Debo, aka DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine gelled together in Chicago, they'll be back in the thick of things along with Sabonis in the crew. So Dallas got a lot of work to do. Nico, just count your days, my brother. Just count your days. If I was a Mavericks owner, you'd have got fired immediately, because you ain't taking away something we worked so hard for and getting at least got on a silver platter a generational talent. You can't give that away. That's after the Cavaliers traded LeBron away because why? LeBron was too big and LeBron didn't want to lose weight. LeBron is built for a reason. Plays bully ball. Luka plays bully ball on his side. I mean, if I'm 6'8", 260, I'm going to bully people every time I go on the court too. Oh, he's too overweight to play point guard. Oh, he needs to lose some weight. He's fat. That fat point guard got you to the NBA Finals last year. That fat point guard got you a Western Conference Finals trophy last year. That fat point guard is a perennial All-Pro every season. What are you saying? Let me get off this thing. I'm going to lose my head. Nico, get yourself together. Come to grips. You saw the Mavericks. And stop saying stupid stuff to make you feel like people are trolling. You're not trolling. You're just delusional that you got rid of a generational talent for literally nothing. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe if you do. On the road to 700. We had 680. I'm a Heat fan, but I'm a basketball fan. This is disgraceful to watch. It was stressful to listen to. And even to see that cringy smile by Nico at the beginning of the presser really made me want to do this video. So, guys, I'll holler at y'all next video. Stay safe and God bless.